Hello, right. Welcome everybody. This is the first of a new year of Matt's Chats. We started off last year. I hope you're all settled back into your daily lives and the daily grind of being around. Now, I'm very privileged. Nice first transatlantic. Must have a few, I think. That's what we're doing. We're very privileged to have drummer and founding member of the Mercury Riots, the one and only Mr. Jonny Udell. How are you, Jonny?
Good. You make what a nice intro. I got to take you everywhere I go. That was amazing.
Yeah, please do.
I'm one of the founding members. Felipe and I are. So
you're a three.
And
you're
as a matter of fact, we were a three-piece, and as a matter of fact, Zach was also a founding member. But we'll get to that because we're now a four-piece, and Zach is no longer with us. So
yeah,
that's something we'll talk about. But the three of us as a unit started the band. I was definitely not the founder. It was three founders of the band.
Modesty already will go down very well with the British audience. I like that. But our paths actually crossed because my band Ransom was at the Hard Rock Hell 15 in Great Yarmouth, and I did actually see you. I think did you play 2 days? Did you do the 4th and the 5th?
We played 4 days. We played the award show. Yeah. And then last minute, they asked us to play the welcoming. We were on the second stage when everybody was coming in the very beginning on the first day. We played there. Then we played the after party on the Friday, and then we played the main stage on Saturday.
So it was just like you were there, like the core of the whole show. But everyone was raving about you.
We played every day.
Everybody was raving about you. You were the rising stars, the Hard Rock Hell rising stars. Now I'm going to tell you something that you don't know, and perhaps you could take this away with you. Your music is great to make fajitas to. I was cooking yesterday, and I just said to my Alexa, I better not shout that too loud.
Did you say fajitas? Did you say fajitas?
Fajitas. Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, it must be our Los Angeles,
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, I sat there making them. I was playing it out. We can make it. I had them all on all the tracks, played them back to back. I think you've done one EP and a selection of singles. Is that right?
Yeah, we've done. We did one EP. Now, granted, 4 of those songs were released as singles prior to the EP coming out, and then in addition to that, we released another 3 singles. So yeah, we've been trying to do things strategically, not give too much, but yet still give enough, because we're brewing things up. Brewing that up.
You're building it. I mean? Now you played just down the road from me. I didn't realize you played the Star in Guildford. I live just down the road from there.
Dude, that show, it's funny because I videotape a lot of our shows on tour. And that show in particular was one that I did. And I was not expecting it. I had no idea what to expect. We had never played Guildford. I knew it was near London. The town of Guildford was killer. I thought that where that place was and around it was awesome. But that show turned out to be like one of the best shows on that entire tour. That was an amazing show.
Yeah, it's a good place. I played there myself. It's a nice venue. You got a lot of students in Guildford, and that whole area of people from all around Surrey come to that town. Oh wow,
I didn't know that.
You put it on. You put the Star on the map, as it were. But your sound, you got a very unique and different sound. There's a lot of influences in there. I know that it's a formation of a couple of bands from Los Angeles. Warner Drive, I think, is one of them. The Brave Owls and the actor named Bullets and Octane.
Yeah. So I was in the Knives originally, and then the Knives is how I met Bullets and Octane. I actually toured with the Knives in the UK with Bullets and Octane as their opener. Mm-hmm. Wow, before I was in the band, and then I was in Warner Drive, and then into Bullets and Octane. And actually, all 3 guys from the Mercury Riots, the 3 guys that started the band, we all left Bullets and Octane at the same time and started the Mercury Riots. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So you formed the band initially as a 3-piece, and then you became a 4-piece. So you have your coffee. You have your coffee. It's early. I must say he's talking to us live from LA in the morning, trying to find a time slot that fitted. Now I've been to Burbank. I've been stuck in that 12 lanes of traffic. I've done that. Box
Burbank,
ticked.
did you literally? Burbank is like a mile to my left. If I walked to the end of the street and
Loved it.
walked 1 mile, I would be in Burbank. I'm actually in North Hollywood at the moment.
Oh wow, yeah, no, I was there.
Yeah.
We met Cher. Cher was staying in my hotel.
Oh, fucking cool! That's
It
fucking
was
killer.
great. I mean, I got up in the morning and her PA was arguing that the alarm they booked, the alarm phone call hadn't gone off. So I walked past and said, "Hey, perhaps you had a dead ringer above," and she just gave me the filthiest look. I thought perhaps I should have stuck with my original. Well, if only you could turn back time, but I didn't do that. And then in walks through the door. In comes Cher, and I went, "Hi," and she went, "Hi," and then walked straight past me. So that was my Cher moment, but that was it. It was quite a good one.
Well, you said that thing about the Cher thing that you didn't say because you have class. Here's a situation where we didn't have class. Years ago, me and my buddy Chad, we were down at Venice Beach or Santa Monica, and we saw Kirk Cameron. Do you know who that guy is from that show, Growing Pains? So he was on a date and he was trying to show off, it looked like, because he was walking on a sidewalk and he was walking like this and he fell down. And my buddy screamed out, "Yo, Kirk, do you have some growing pains?" So there's a reverse. I have the non-classy story of that.
No, that's good. No, don't worry. I've got plenty of non-classy stories. I've got a book coming out about most of them. No one's going to be speaking to me after February.
Well, I'll have to bring up my podcast when your book comes out.
Yeah, we'll do that. It'd be my pleasure. So tell me what the plans now for the Mercury Riots. You've got a great sound. Anyone who hasn't heard them before, do check them out. I mean, seriously, I'm not just from making fajitas and drinking tequila. It's a great sound. It's a really it takes me back. There's so many different influences that you've got in there. But it's a really classic rock sound. But there's blues influence. There's rock. There's AC/DC. There's everything in there, and it comes out with it's a great sound.
When we started the band, I remember specifically that the goal was to make a modern day classic rock sounding. That was our goal. So we're still in the early forms. We've only been a band. We formed in like 2020. We were the first American band to tour the United Kingdom. In 2021, August of 2021, we came to play Sleaze and we did 5 shows around it. Now Zach and I, we both caught COVID and got stuck in Scotland for an extra week, sleeping on top of Bannerman. So it was thank you, Christian. It was awesome. But it's amazing what that did for us, because when we went to go do that, everybody in our camp was like, you guys shouldn't be doing it. It's dangerous. And we were like, we understand that it's dangerous, but it's high risk versus high reward. Every international band canceled off of this festival. So we were just like, we've got to do it. And if we do it, it'll help. And not only did it help, we were supposed to play at 2:00 in the afternoon on the main stage for that festival. We ended up getting pushed up to direct support for choir boys that night. And nobody had a clue who the hell we were. I mean, lucky enough, we came from Bullets Knocked In and had some people who knew, but it was like, I don't know. It really made a difference. And the UK has been great to us. I forget what the question was, but yeah, there's a little back.
I don't know the question. It doesn't matter anymore. Do you know what's interesting is, I mean, like bands like the Killers, even the Foo Fighters, etc. will say that they come over to England and they get the response that they need. REM always said that they came over to England, they got the recognition they didn't get back in the States. They came over.
Well, the Killers broke in England first.
Yeah, I used to rehearse next door to them. They came over. The Strokes, the same thing. The Strokes came over. They had a bit of following. But again, the British audiences tend to really like American bands with something about them, something slightly different that come over, and they get behind them, and they all cite that. And I think you've got that same feeling. Everyone is raving you after Harder at Hell. The one name I kept hearing, apart from Gypsy Pistoleros and a couple of others, was the Mercury Riots. People say, "Oh, did you see them? They were great." And that's the kind of response you brought, because people respect the fact you came over and you gave everything and laid it out there.
Yeah, man, we just love to play music. It's a thing where, just to do some clarification, because the 3-piece, 4-piece thing. Zach is no longer in the band. and there's no bad blood at all. Without Zach, we would not be here. It was the three of us that got us to where we're at this point in time. Now we already have done a tour. We played Hard Rock Hell with the new guys. Um, it's for no other reason than what Felipe and I want to live on the road. I mean, because we love to play, and not that Zach doesn't love to play, and not that Zach doesn't love the tour, but like we literally want to be on the road 12 months out of the year. If that is an option, then for sure. And if you know we we love to play. I don't even know how to say it. It's like this thing where it's sort of like um, when you go to a place like England and you 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 don't eat great when you're on tour. You don't sleep the best you could sleep on tour. Things like of that nature. And then you get to a place like England and you just love to play. And that hour every day is what gets you through the tougher times of a tour. But then when you go to England and have that hour a day, it's even more special. And so in some ways, it kind of fucks everybody else because a lot of places aren't like that. And we've made such good friends who make sure we do eat good and who make sure we do get showers and who make sure we sleep well and don't always have to just like be in the RV like for 5 days, 4 shows, no showers and do do things like that. But um playing's great, and we want to tour all the time, and the reason why we became a four-piece was just so Felipe and I could fulfill the fact that we really um want to play every night if that's an opportunity. And it was Zach left the band. We didn't, he knew, he saw what it was we wanted to do, and so he left, and we
Yeah,
went
you've all
on
got to be
and we got.
pulling from the same piece of cloth, if that's the case. Also, it's more important to have showers if there's four of you in the band as well. I would have thought as well.
Well, yeah, I love that you use the word cloth. I always say, being cut from a piece of cloth. Like that's
Yeah.
one of my sayings. And not everybody is cut from the same piece of cloth, and that is we have so the new guys are Justin and Joey, which we know very well from music here in Los Angeles. Here's some fun facts. Justin and Felipe have a side project called the All Right All Rights, and then Justin, Felipe, and Joey, the three of them, all have a side project with Vinny Appice playing Black Sabbath and Dio songs. So that shit's pretty cool in itself for me. I feel honored that I play with these dudes who, like, the other drummer they play with is Vinny Appice. It's like, oh, that's fucking wild. But so the new guys are great, and everything happens for a reason. So without Zach, we wouldn't be where we're at. But I also think that that was supposed to happen, the moving on from Zach and
well, Zach, if you're watching this, Zach, that's exactly what Jonny said. You've got them to where they are, but it is those rock and rolls like that though. It's I've come through hundreds of musicians over the years. You've got to have the right band. If you're all not swinging the same way or want the same things, it becomes a problem because music is personal to all of us. It's something that it's our expression, it's our freedom, and you want to be with like-minded people. It's going into battle, isn't it? Every night, wherever you're going, you need to look behind you, and they're there,
And with that, what's great about it, and when you can do stuff like this, and you've got to, people got to move on or whatnot. We all still love each other. We're all still good friends. There's no hard feelings whatsoever. So it's like, it's great, because we all got to where we're at right now. You know what I mean? I mean, without Zach, we don't, we wouldn't have been able to win that Rising Stars Award. You know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like, so everything's connected.
No, it's good. It's good that you feel that. So, what do you do in your downtime when you got time away from music? What does Jonny like to do? What's his
Well, I have a podcast. It's weird, man. It's such a crazy question, and it's not a crazy question, but it's crazy because I don't really know if I can answer that, and I'll tell you why. I've spent my entire adult life trying to reach a certain point in my career that, like, a vacation makes me feel guilty, so I don't do shit like that. I like to maybe like go and sit near the ocean. I say near because I hate sand, and so like I don't want to be on the beach, but I like I'm nuts, you know, like I'm a Cancer, you know, I'm a very emotional, crazy kind of dude. So the water calms me.
Look,
It's one of the only
I
things
can
that,
relate to that. I used to work near a place
yeah,
in Wandsworth called the Arndale Centre. And in
yeah,
it, they had like this waterfall in there where the people used to chuck money anywhere in this country, or anywhere in the world where you see a fountain, people chuck money in. Anyway, I noticed behind it, it was like a little bench. And I decided to go down there one lunchtime. It's the busiest place in London, busy, loads of people all around. I got behind this waterfall and sat in this little kind of little bench, and the sound just drowned out all of the noise. And all I could hear was the
yeah.
water dropping. And I used to go there every lunch, get my sandwich, go and sit in this for about 2, 3 weeks before I was told I couldn't sit there anymore. But it was the most beautiful just experience.
Why weren't you allowed to sit there anymore?
Oh, I don't think they like masturbating in the Arndale. I don't think it was something like that.
Yeah,
No,
well, there's nothing like masturbating in the ocean air.
well,
Just,
that's
you
yeah,
know,
well, that's
hey,
what I thought, but obviously it just it didn't get answered well. But yeah,
rubbing
so
one out and ocean air is like the first thing. It's like, you know, like apple pie and ice cream, you know.
exactly, and that's what I thought. But hey, I got
Hey,
the restraining
and
order.
then you end up in jail. You're like, I gotta go. I got a court case in an hour.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah, South London police station. That's it. That's the way it goes. So that's good. But so what happens next this year? 2023. What are the goals for the Mercury Riots this year then?
Well, we got a lot of goals. We're making our debut album. Um,
Fantastic.
there's things about it that I'd love to talk about that, like, my manager would kill me if I started
Yeah,
just like throwing
don't
shit
get
out
yourself
there.
into trouble.
I'm not going to get in trouble. We're making our debut album. We're going to be making it over in Sweden, which is cool. Producer wants us away from home. Smart choice, probably. And then play, and just tour. But right now, and we getting whichever label we decide to go with to get that all sorted out and line it all up. You know, the second half of 23 we'll see a lot of touring. The first half of 23 is going to see a lot of recording, business stuff getting sorted, and that
And
kind of stuff.
you're
So
coming back to the UK, aren't you? You're coming back to see us, aren't
we will, and like once I have the exact, and I'll throw something out there, just
you? Go on.
just a
An
little
exclusive
snip.
to Matt's chats. Here you go.
Yeah, right. When we have the solidified dates on when the starting of the record is, then I will be making sure that on our way over, we're going to stop over there in England and do probably just one show. Where it's going to be at yet, not quite sure. But that's probably what we're going to do. Warm-up show, maybe two, and then continue on, do one or two warm-up shows in Sweden, and then go right
I'm
into
coming.
the
I'm
studio.
there. Johnny, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that tequila. We're gonna we're gonna have that
All
moment.
right, let's do it. I like tequila. People rag on tequila. The only thing that I hate about tequila is the smell. And what made the pandemic not only bad for all its obvious reasons, it
Yeah.
was the fucking hand sanitizer
Yeah.
that smelled like tequila. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I just fucking had one too many drinks last night. Oh,
I found that the masks weren't very good for blowjobs as well. That was another thing I didn't
yeah,
really
yeah.
like. Yeah. It was
That's a problem.
it really was.
You can always
But
cut a hole, like maybe like one of those Velcro like trap
yeah,
door things.
yeah. I mean, that's obviously making it
That
go.
would have been a great marketing thing. That would have been a
Just
great thing
think.
to
I
sell.
mean, probably someone did. I mean, I'm sure someone did.
Yeah,
There were
yeah.
plenty of people trying to make out they were doing good, trying to make money on the pandemic. From grave diggers to whatever. Everyone was trying to.
No, absolutely.
But it's good. I was listening to "We Make It." It's a track that you did. Is that the right time?
Yeah,
"We Make It" yesterday. Really nice stuff. So really
it's called
melodic.
Make It.
Make it. Yeah, really like that. There's already some melodic song. It sort of builds out just beautifully the way it's written, constructed. Is that a
Fun fact.
direction? Is that? Go on.
Finish here.
No,
Finish the
the
question.
finger was up there. I like that. No, I just
Yeah.
really, it really grew on me. Sometimes songs are very immediate. Some songs will you have to listen to a few times, but it was almost like a very natural, organic. I listened to it just like, and then I was sort of like chopping up onions and just giving you the idea of it. Then I was putting the mince in, and then the sauces, and I was making guacamole, and it just blended. It was just a really nice song, just so you know, to make fajitas to.
Well, that's awesome. We're making it. Make it your way. Make it your fajita way. I don't know. I
Yeah.
have to come up with a good saying for that.
There you go.
here's a good metaphor to that. What
Go
you're
on then.
saying about something that grows on you. It's like, like you walk down the street, you see a hot girl, and you're like, wow, that girl's hot, right? But then let's say you have this other girl who like your friends are hanging out with, and she's cute, but the hot girl gets less hot because she was so hot out of the gate, right? But then that cute girl, all of a sudden, becomes like way hotter than that original hot girl. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you. Because it's more wholesome. It's everlasting. It's longer. It's
Yeah,
consistent. It's there. It's a
yeah,
classic. There you go. It's a
yeah.
classic.
But here's the fun fact: the very first song Felipe told me, uh, when we decided to start the new band, and he's like, "All right, cool, check out this song." The very first song Zach and Felipe played to me was "Make It"
There you go.
on an acoustic guitar,
There. Cut from the
and I
same
was
cloth.
sold.
You see. There you go.
Yeah,
It's
I was
no, it's
sold.
brilliant. But all the tracks are great. I mean, as I said, I put it on. I love the different styles and different influences. And Helen at Rock Media UK is very excited about you guys.
She's been a
And
great help. Thank you, Helen, for everything.
no, she's a wonderful, wonderful lady. Been helpful us. We're playing. I think in a couple of weeks at Leicester, the next new wave of classic rock, hard rock
Oh,
hell.
cool. Yeah,
I've been in the
yeah,
industry a
yeah.
long time, doing various bands and stuff, and over the years, and with Ransom now, and enjoying it. But when you come across music, the great thing about it now is for me is seeing bands from all over the place and mixing with them and chatting to them and hearing their stories, and that's really why I started this. Helen said, "Would you want to start a conversation chat about?" I said, "Yeah, but I want to talk to people." I mean, in a couple of weeks, I'm talking to Glenn Matlock of the Sex Pistols, who's like a legend to me,
That's amazing.
and they're
That's
great.
amazing.
So I'm just approaching that, and
Yeah.
I've got John Nyman of Y&T and people that I grew up watching and liked as well. So it's nice to meet the old, the new, and people around. And
How
just
did you get those guys? Did you just reach out to them, or did
I
you have a
just
way
talk. I
in?
just the way I'm talking to you now is what you see is what you get. I just want to do it. I just want to speak. There's a very honesty about it. There's no bullshit here. Well, there's plenty of bullshit, but there's no
Oh,
kind
right,
of.
right, yeah.
I just like it. I like to get to know the real people. As I said, now speaking to you now, I get an insight into the music that's been written and the beats behind what you're doing, and I like that. And I think people out there need to understand that musicians, have a way of expressing themselves that perhaps they don't see, because there's a showmanship that goes on, but there's also the writing process and the heart that goes into making that record that they see live. And I think that process is important to me. Is how did you come across that? So how did that come to that particular? Now, from knowing you, it's sitting on the beach, not putting your feet in the sand, and I'm there.
Yeah, he's fucking sand, man. Dude. So, all right, Chuck. Here's a funny story. So,
We like funny
I
stories.
play kid. I play kids music when I'm not
Okay.
on the road. I have a friend, my buddy from Warner Drive, Johnny from Warner Drive. The reason Warner Drive ever stopped really working full time was because our lead singer started this kids thing that ended up like just blowing up. Scooter Braun, you know who he is. He ended
Yeah.
up being like their business partner, and it was real random. They just played a birthday party where Scooter's wife was at, and Scooter's wife got a CD and thought nothing of it and didn't give it to Scooter. The kids were listening to it, and one day Scooter's watching his kids, and his kids weren't up his ass, and he's like, "Where are my kids at?" And he goes and he looks, and he finds his kids listening to this kid's music CD that my buddy made, and he's like, "Oh wow, what is this? I don't have any kids music." And next thing you know, my buddy's got like the top show on Nick Jr. It's on in like it's probably on in England. It's on everywhere. It's on, it's called the Beat Buds Let's Jam is the name of the TV show. But
Oh
we
right.
do these
Okay.
kids' birthday parties. We do these kids' birthday parties where it's a drummer and a guitar player, and we hand out instruments to the kids: maracas, shakers, rhythm sticks, drums, this, that, and the other thing. We're talking 1 to 5 year olds. I don't have kids. Let me just tell you, it's a very awkward, uncomfortable situation for me, but I do it for the kids. So the kids are part of the band, and we play these songs, and all these kids know these songs. Like my dude's thing. They're rock stars to these little kids. It's like the weirdest thing.
Fantastic.
So one day, before our tour, in I want to say the August tour, we had a show, and this particular birthday party was on the beach in the sand. And I found this to be extremely annoying. Like, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to stand in the sand. I can't even take my shoes off. So this is just going to be a nightmare because it's going to get all of my shoes. Fine, whatever. Deal with that, play the show, go on tour. I get on tour and realize, oh, man, I forgot to wash my blue jeans. And I'm like, I pull out my pants, and when I pull out my pants, the roll, I roll the bottom of my jeans. The roll came off and sand all over my clothes, and I was like, motherfucking sand all over my clothes. Little side note.
I DJ kids parties for 12 years. I know all about that. I know all about.
Oh,
I know the carnage that can happen from those sort of things. Kick Bukowski, that was the one I liked. That was a kids show I liked. That was a good show. The skateboarding kit, like, yeah, that was a good one. So Johnny, this is it. Johnny, this has been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you.
think you're
Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. When you come over and do your one show, even if it's not the Star in Guildford, I'm definitely going to come. I'm going to be there, and I encourage everyone else. As I said, for those of you that don't know, the EP was called Mirror Eclipse. Is that right? That was it. Mirror Eclipse, and you can catch all the singles all over Spotify, Crime Watch, wherever else you want to look. They're everywhere.
Yep.
You can do it. And they're going off to Sweden, though we're not supposed to know about it. They're going to be recording an album. We're not supposed to know about it. But the album's going to be coming out later in 2023. And they're going to be everyone's lips. Mercury, the Mercury Riots are going to be the band that everyone talks about come the end of 2023. Is that right?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for all the support from everybody. And
oh,
no,
we absolutely love you guys.
Hard Rock Hell. We can't thank Hard Rock Hell enough as well. Those guys
HRH. That's what it is all about.
They've been just nothing but a huge help. And anybody else I forgot, I'm sorry. Sophie Brownlee, she's been a help. Victoria Ridley, she's been a huge help.
We'll add it all on.
The UK, that was our main thing, was to start the band. And then we've done, as a band, since the pandemic and whatever, we've done 53 shows, 4 in America, 49 in Europe.
There you go. See? Told you. We love you. Come where it's at. Anyway, if you see Cher, when you walk in, apologise for that bad joke and tell her I'll make it up to her next time I see her. All right.
I will.
Johnny,
I will,
Udell, thanks so much for your time, for being on Match Chat. So good luck to the Mercury Riots, and we'll see you soon, okay? God bless, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, man. Bye.